The sun had just begun to rise over the lake, painting the water gold and orange, when I noticed the unmistakable sight of Karen's orange traffic cones and a hastily strung private access sign blocking my usual path to the dock. Karen had once again decided that my private property was somehow under HOA jurisdiction. This time, it wasn't a fence, a driveway, or even my well, it was my lake access. I drove down the gravel road toward the dock, my truck kicking up dust like a miniature tornado. There she was, standing proudly by the barricade with her clipboard and sun hat, a grin that practically screamed, "I own this now." "Morning, Mr. Dawson," she called. "I'm enforcing community lake standards. This dock and shoreline are under HOA review. You're not authorized to use them." I stopped the truck, leaned out and said, "Karen, this is my land. The dock, the lakefront, the water itself. All of it belongs to me. You're standing on my property." She smiled innocently. "Oh, come on. Surely the HOA can review a minor lakeside area." I narrowed my eyes. "Minor? Karen, I own the dam feeding this lake. Every drop you see here flows through my property. Block it and you block yourself, along with every neighbor downstream." Her eyes flickered for just a moment, the briefest hint of fear, but she brushed it off. "You're bluffing." I let her enjoy that misconception for a full 10 seconds, just long enough for the ducks to glide by gracefully. Then I called my property manager and said, "Activate the sluice gates." Within minutes, water levels started rising slightly at the downstream edges of the HOA property. Controlled, of course, but enough to make their new landscaping efforts look less than perfect. Karen started waving her arms. "What are you doing? Stop that." I drove closer, calmly sipping my coffee. "I'm simply reminding you that I own the dam. Control of the water always remains with me. Your barricade doesn't change that." She started pacing, muttering about legal action and community rights, completely ignoring the fact that by blocking my dock, she was violating trespass laws and state water rights statutes. I chuckled and opened the truck bed. Inside was a small, remote-operated boat I built, mostly for lake maintenance but also incredibly effective for trolling pranksters. I launched it, and it floated gently toward her barricade. A small speaker on the boat played a recording of ducks quacking. Nothing offensive, just eerie, perfectly timed. Karen's glare could have boiled the lake water. "This is harassment." "No," I said with a smile. "It's property rights enforcement." The best part? My lawyer had already faxed a notice to the HOA, reminding them that by attempting to restrict lake access, they were in violation of multiple federal and state waterway regulations. The HOA board was already panicking. A few hours later, the local sheriff stopped by. He inspected the barricade, looked at the dam and said, "Ma'am, that water feeds private and public areas. You're standing on private property. Remove yourself immediately." Karen sputtered. "But the HOA..." "Not applicable here," the sheriff interrupted. "You're trespassing. Move." She slunk away, clipboard in hand, muttering, "This isn't over." By the end of the day, the barricades were gone. The HOA's landscaping was slightly flooded, and I had full, unchallenged access to my dock. I poured myself a glass of lemonade, leaned back, and watched the water ripple under the setting sun. My lake, my rules, my dam. And Karen? She had learned a hard lesson. You don't block what you don't own, and you definitely don't mess with the dam guy. Smiling face with sunglasses, sweat droplets.